I never thought I'd see the day where this happens, but it's happening. Fox News is now losing the right. Fox News favorability has tumbled among Republicans since Election Day. From late December 2019 through November 2nd, 67% of Republicans viewed Fox News favorably. In polling November 9th to 16th, network's average favorability rating among GOP respondents dropped to 54%. 67% to 54%. That's a sizable drop. It's only a slight majority of Republicans that like Fox News. And listen, is it possible that that's sort of like both ends of the Republican spectrum too? Yes. So in other words, you could have some people who are realistic, who hated the fact that Fox News entertained conspiracy theories this long about the election, where they're pretending like it's still an open question as to whether or not Biden's going to win. So there could be more reality-based people who are like, this is silly. We know Biden won. But I do think most of the people who are turning on Fox are mad because now they are acknowledging reality. Guys, this coincides with Tucker one night was like, okay, Biden's going to win. And then Laura Ingraham the other night was like, yeah, Biden's going to win. And, you know, I covered the story. I went through some of the comments. The comments were like, you're a sellout, you're a turncoat, we lost Laura. It's people who were really convinced, like, no, this thing isn't over, and there's still more court cases, and Trump says he's going to fight on, and I think that Trump is going to be the one who gets a second term. That's what's going to happen. So, listen, again, the only takeaway here is you made your bed, and now you got to sleep in it. You created this monster, and now the monster is starting to eat you, and you don't know how to handle it. I mean, this is what happens when for years and years and years they fed into the paranoia of the far right. And there wasn't a single partisan hack argument they weren't willing to make to say, Democrats evil and bad, Republicans brilliant and good. You know? And now the chickens are coming home to roost where, you know, Biden beats Trump, and it's like people are now going into emotional protection mode. Some of the hardcore base people, it's emotional protection mode. They can't fathom that the person who they love so much, Trump, has been rejected. And so it's got to be some sort of, you know, nefarious conspiracy and plot. The new theory, by the way, I love this. The new theory from the likes of Sidney Powell, who's an insane person, is that so those voting booths, the Dominion voting booths, well, some of the parts from Dominion are actually from some communist places like Cuba and Venezuela and China. And so those parts that are in the voting machines, they honestly believe it's an international conspiracy of leftists and communists and authoritarian governments to pick Biden. Because, you know, Venezuela and Maduro are very pro-Joe Biden. Like, to believe these things, it defies all reason. And it defies knowledge about the world. Like, we know that the Democrats are just as hawkish when it comes to Venezuela. And so there's no, like, the idea that Maduro would rig voting machines or something and hand it over to Biden. Are you insane? Are you insane? So what we're seeing now, this is Russiagate of the right, where, you know, Democrats came up with all these insane, ridiculous conspiracy theories about how Trump's a Manchurian candidate and he's serving Vladimir Putin in Russia. And now you have, and actually, you got to give Fox at least the respect of acknowledging, calling the race for Biden at the same time the other networks called it. But now even the opinion hosts are like, okay, it's over. But the base is not having it, and that's why they're leaving. That's why they're leaving. I mean, over a 10% drop in favorability among Republicans. Now, where are those people going, by the way? They're going to One American News Network, and they're going to Newsmax. And somebody sent me an interview with the owner of Newsmax the other day, and the guy basically admits, like, yeah, we're just doing the fraud thing for ratings. He's like, yeah, a lot of people are watching now. More people are watching now than ever before. And so we're going to feed them what they want, which is this idea that it's a fraudulent election, it's a rigged election. And he knows it's not true, but he's like, yeah, we're just going to do that because now there's a hole in the market. When somebody wants to create an outlet to the right of Fox News, they want an outlet that's more sycophantic, more authoritarian to Trump, and more delusional. When somebody wants to create an outlet that's to the left of MSNBC, they want people who are more focused on policy substance and hold the Democrats accountable just like they hold the Republicans accountable. Look at that difference. It's almost like that authoritarianism is inherent in the far right, whereas that's not the case for the left, because you want people who are more principled, who are more focused on policy, who are critical of everybody. It's like they want more independent-minded people if you're going to go to the left of MSNBC. You go to the right of Fox News, that's the last thing they want. They want everybody to be in lockstep with every claim about a fraudulent election, a rigged election, and they want nothing but pro-Trump nonsense. Well, even Fox News can't deliver on that now. And so some of the base is fleeing. I'll say it again. You made your bed, now you got to sleep in it.